Hi. How many people out there have had an idea that didn't work? And I guess you've already told people you have, and Andy just came up. Well, my name's Bob Godgart, and I'm a serial entrepreneur that turned my failed ideas into 4 market-leading companies, and it's because we made a pivot at the right time. So let me tell you a little bit about how we did that. In each one of the businesses, myself and my team thought we just had the killer idea to get the business started. Like every entrepreneur and every team, we worked really hard, we did our research, we built our plan, we launched an initial product, we called it our MVP, our minimum viable product. And that's because my philosophy always has been the sooner you can get a product out, the sooner you can get it in somebody's hands and have somebody pay for it, as we just heard, the faster you can get some real life feedback. And in my case, as soon as we did that, we turned up some warning signs. And the warning signs I look for now are usually in 3 areas. The first is, did we solve a problem? Is the product really a need to have, or is it just a nice to have? Then there's traction. Can you sell it? Are there customers that you can find for it? Is it repeatable? Is the motor running in the business? And then, of course, there's the market, Are there buyers for it? Can you win against the competition? And is there an 800-pound gorilla maybe out there waiting to crush you? So with that in mind, I'd like to give you a couple of real-life examples of going from idea to pivot to success that I've lived in my life. Back in 2001, and it seems like 2 lifetimes ago, it's 13 years at this point, I started a company called Autotask, and it's one of the largest software companies in the region. And today, the company is a global leader in business management software. Over 100,000 IT guys use it every day to run their business. Well, the original idea when we got started was to build this highly configurable platform that any business can use to solve sales and service and workflow problems. Well, after we launched the product and got it out in the field, we had a big problem that every single prospect we tried to sell wanted something different in the product. Not only that, we didn't really know what kind of fish we were looking for. We didn't know where to cast the net or throw the net out. And so finding prospects for the product was really hard. This was a big and expansive idea, and big ideas take money and lots of different resources. So we got to about 100 customers. I finally picked up the phone and I called every single one of them. And I asked a lot of questions. I said, what kind of business are you in? Why did you buy the product? What do you want in the product? Do you know somebody else that would buy the product? And we correlated all of that data. And the results were really shocking. We had what we called the Noah's Ark of customers. There was 2 of everything. There were 2 medical firms, there were 2 lawyers, there were 2 manufacturers, there were 2 software companies. And out of the 100, there were 30 guys, though, that looked very much the same. These 30 companies were all some form of an IT business, and they really loved our product. They all wanted the same thing. And the vibe I got from talking to them is they were all the same kind of customer. And that was our pivot point. We decided to focus on a much smaller defined market, build a purpose-built piece of software in the cloud just for those guys. And that pivot ultimately created an entirely new industry and a very successful company. So, fast forward to just a couple of years ago and to my current company, ChannelEyes. So after 11 years of working with these IT resellers at Autotask, I recognized another challenge, and that was that they were having a really difficult time communicating between the manufacturer and these resellers. They had portals and newsletters to get information out, but it really wasn't working. And what they needed was a way to put their latest product news, incentives, sales materials, training stuff into the hands of the people that sold their products. Well, at the time we were going to start this business, social was really hot. Mobile was really hot. Business apps were really hot, and that was the buzzword. And so we had this great idea to go ahead and build a social network. It was kind of like Facebook, but instead of friends on the wall, it was all these vendors that they'd get product information from. Well, sounds kind of like a winning idea. We got a lot of people really excited about it, including 5 of the major magazines in our industry, all of the connectors in our industry. Everybody got behind us. As Craig was saying, we really sold the vision. We launched the product to great fanfare, and sign-ups happened fast. Hundreds of vendors and thousands of users came onto the system, and the bad news was we couldn't get the vendors to publish the content. Well, it turned out that the vendors and manufacturers really wanted something with their brand on it, not a combined social network. And that was what became the pivot point. So we turned the product inside out. Today we've got a platform that powers branded mobile apps for companies like HP, Verizon, Cisco, and 40 of the top 100 companies in the IT and telecom world. So in both of these examples, what they have in common is that we put a minimum viable product in the hands of our customers, and we learn things that we never would have guessed up front. So if you hit one of these pivot milestones, just want you to remember three things. First, be open to change. Second is do your homework up front, and then if you have the guts to take your baby, transform it, and grow it into something new and better. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bob.